It is now 5:40. There is a growing push to defund police across the country right now. While many agree some kind of action is needed to reform the system, some argue dismantling law enforcement groups could be dangerous. It's a topic making waves in our country and one drawing confusion and conflict close to home. So we are turning to the experts to help clear things up.
You know what I think is really needed, and I think that part of the movement around defunding is really about how we spend resources in our country. And I think far more resources need to be spent in communities to address a number of problems. Now, I don't believe that you should disband police departments, but I do think that in cities, in states, we need to look at how we are spending the resources and invest more in our communities. So one of the things that we have in the bill is a way to provide grants to community-based organizations around the country so people can begin to say, what is public safety in our community? What do we want to see? Maybe this is an opportunity to re-envision public safety.
And this overview is a start, but many of you are still wanting things clarified. What does it actually mean to defund a police department? I dug into this question for you. Here's what we found. Supporters of the movement say it's not necessarily about eliminating police departments or stripping agencies of all their money. Instead, they're pushing for a divest and invest model, gradually putting more of an emphasis on funding things like education, mental health services, and housing. Supporters argue we've come to rely on police agencies to do much more than just policing. Most of the time, they are tasks that police are not trained to do. Defunding police would put those responsibilities into the hands of trained specialists focused solely on social work, education, or drug counseling. But if that happens, some officials are worried about what could suffer.
First thing will be training and all the things we need to make sure that we have the properly trained and professional police that our communities deserve.
Think that you are going to send an unarmed therapist or social worker to the scene of a domestic dispute where somebody has beaten up their partner, shot their partner, or committed some act of violence against them, and you think that you're going to send somebody there without the required equipment to protect themselves and the innocent person that they're responding to help? That's folly.
Now, people here in Spokane are using this turning point in the country's history to take a closer look at our own police department. Coming up, I'm answering your questions about the history of police use of force here in Spokane. That's coming up for you in about an hour, right around 6:45.